Good morning. Spirituality इतनी serious नहीं, इतनी tension होके नहीं बैठना. We're going to enjoy today. The mantra was happiness at work, right? We've all got so used to saying stress at work. And here Brahma Kumaris and the IT team goes and changes the mantra and says, no, it's going to be happiness at work. How many of you feel that's possible? And what will happen about the stress at work? Both can't exist at the same time. They don't get along with each other. So you'll have to choose one out of the two, which one you want to bring into your life, and the other one will have to go. Since a long time, we've started choosing stress at work, anger at work, that beautiful word, competition at work, irritation at work, jealousy at work, insecurity at work. So when we got all these words at work, they also started coming at home, because they became a part of our system, our personality. And very soon, we started looking for happiness. We started looking for peace. We started asking for love. Those things which were our originality, we were asking other people for it. And the whole aim of being here today is to going back to what is our original self. So by the time we go back from here this evening, we are going to say there is no such thing as stress. Are you ready for that? What is stress? पता नहीं, हमें नहीं पता, क्योंकि हमें तो कभी होता ही नहीं. You know, stress has become more like a fashion statement. If you're not stressed, then you're not in. Then you're definitely not doing anything. That's why you're not stressed. So it's supposed to be a fashion statement to say, आपको कितना stress है, मुझे इतना है, बस इतना है, मेरे को तो इतना है. So करते करते हम सबको इतना होने लग गया वो, because we kept saying that the more stressed I am, it's a symbol that the more I am successful, the more I'm working hard, the more I am an achiever. So we're going to be open today to challenging some of the old belief systems that we're all living with, and then seeing if we're going to take back home today a new way of living, a new way of being. Let's sit for a minute in silence again. You saw one very beautiful line there. Human doing to human being. Just take that line here with you on the screen of your mind. Just ask yourself, what does it really mean? What is it trying to tell me? Shifting from human doing to human being. Just look at yourself on a normal day at work. Projects, deadlines, teams, challenges. What does it really mean? I'm a human being, not a human doing. Visualize yourself, human being. Focus on the word being. Try and look at yourself, the difference between as a doing, how would the whole day be? And as a being, where's the difference lying to be? If someone makes a mistake, I'm a human being, not a human doing. I worked very hard, and last minute some things have gone wrong. I'm a human being. I put in my best, and yet they didn't appreciate me. Someone else took the credit for everything that I had done. I am a human being. Look at yourself the whole day. Human being. Radiating the original qualities of the being. Being what I like to be. Being what is comfortable to be. Being who I actually am. Om Shanti. How many of you could see yourself at work? How many were actually with the chain of thoughts? How many could see yourself at work with all those little challenges that come in the whole day? How many? Please raise your hands. Anyone would like to share what thought comes to your mind? What's the difference between going to work as a human doing and going to work as a human being? Anybody? No one? Hanji. So what would be the difference? We're going to try and find out what's the difference. It's going to be the same team, the same work, the same project. When mic nahi chahiye. Geeta, just... They're all young, voice is loud enough, even the person sitting right at the back will be able to hear. Just see the shift. Same place, same company, same target, same people, same boss, same temper. His. We are only shifting here. We can't shift him or her. Okay? Same project, same deadline. Everything is going to remain the same. Only one shift of consciousness. Human doing, human being. What does the word mean? Yes? Shifting from the future focus to the present focus. And which would mean? Shifting from? You're going to give the answer. I'm not going to give the answer. Shifting from? Shifting from worry to wellness. Acha. What else? Shifting from reaction to response, which means shifting from? Very clear. We have to be very specific because we are going to go back tomorrow to work as human beings. So shifting from? Okay, shifting from dominating to facilitating. Okay. Anything else? Shifting from? Shifting from artificial to genuine. Very sweet. Specify what is artificial, what is genuine? Okay. Beautiful. Anything else? Shifting from? Shifting from? How sweet. Shifting from deadline conscious to be human conscious. Does that bring any picture in your mind here? How is it going to look? What's it going to look like? Let's say you bought a new laptop yesterday and you're sitting there, it's there in your lap, and you're working on a project. It's plugged there, and your little son, daughter, they're just playing around the room, and as they walk past, they trip because of the wire. Okay? See what all is going to happen. The laptop falls off, the program crashes. Where does your attention go first? Come on, tell me quickly. First, सोच के नहीं बोलना. First, फटाफट. Where does your attention go first? अच्छा, first project. Oh, second laptop. Oh, बच्चा. This is human doing human being. This is human doing human being. जब घर पे बच्चे की तरफ ध्यान नहीं जाएगा तो ऑफिस में टीम की तरफ कैसे जा सकता है? कैसे जा सकता है? Then that's impossible. We shouldn't even be talking about it. Because when the laptop falls, if my child's is not the first priority, but the laptop or my program is the first priority, then tomorrow in the office, if the program crashes, my team cannot be my first priority. And then instead of responding, I will be reacting. And then all the words like team spirit, wellness, they are only words. And tomorrow we'll go there and we'll say, वो conference में ठीक है सब, practical में ये सब नहीं चलता है. But today whatever we talk about, we are going to talk about it to ourselves and then decide today what is going to work practically. We are not here to talk theory and then to go out tomorrow and say, वो दुनिया अलग थी, ये दुनिया अलग है. What could be the reason that my focus went first towards the program, then towards the laptop, and third towards the child? And actually when it went towards the child, it was more for क्या किया बच्चे को उसके बाद? क्या किया बच्चे को भी? वो तो ऑलरेडी थोड़े से दर्द में था, उसको फिर What could be the reason? Why has my priority in life shifted? Shifted from being people, shifted from that to work, achievement, money. And because this shift happened, we shifted from happiness to stress, we shifted from health to disease. So now it's very simple to shift from disease back to health and from stress back to happiness. So tomorrow if the laptop falls, तो पहला ध्यान कहीं जाना है? पहला ध्यान कहाँ जाना है? बच्चे पे, और बच्चे को डांटने के लिए नहीं. पहला ध्यान कहाँ जाना है? It could be a child, it could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be a team member. Important is, where does my energy go first? Who matters to me more, people or work? When they say today that the industry is looking more for people who are emotionally intelligent, what would be the difference between an intelligent leader and an emotionally intelligent leader? What would be the difference? An intelligent leader, a talented, skilled, brilliant leader, and an emotionally intelligent leader. Suppose together 20 of us are working on a project. Presentation is at 6 o'clock in the evening, and 5 o'clock everything goes. Emotionally intelligent leader will first take care of the people, not of the project. And he'll be more concerned about, are my people okay? They're stable? Don't worry. Everything will be fine. If the team gets a little stressed, the emotional leader role is going to be, get all these people back together. But if I'm not emotionally intelligent, I'm only intelligent, then what will be my role that time as a leader? What will I do? क्या करेंगे? I can react, I can shout, and we can start blaming each other. What kind of a person do I want to be? I need to decide today. Because जितना हम वो करते गए, it was not only the other people around me who were suffering, the person who was suffering the most was me. How many of us here experience stress? Somebody laughed. Why? Silly question. Yeah. And how many of us get angry once in a while? How many of us are able to create anger once daily? Why are these questions so funny? Really, it's so funny. Why? Is it very natural to get angry? How many of us get angry once daily? More than once? Oh. How many of us get irritated once in a while? Okay. Anyone would like to share what's the cause of your anger on a daily basis? Because daily to badi baatein nahi aayingi, choti choti baatein aayingi. What's the cause? What is it that causes us to create anger? Expectations from others. Can you specify what? Simple. Expecting them to do certain things my way. Yes? Because my way is the... Bol do. My way is the right way. Is that true? Of course it's true. My way is the right way. But my way is the right way for me. My way is the right way for me. We removed the for me and we said my way is the right way. And then we very soon said my way is the only way. So anyone who was not doing it my way was actually doing it the wrong way. So then I had a right to get angry and then started a journey of changing them to become my way. Is it really possible to change someone to be like us? Is it possible to change people to be like us? How many of you have children? Oh, acha, I thought chote hain, to bade bade. Okay. Children. Forget the team. Forget people at work. Is it possible to make your children to be the way you want them to be? My children. My children. You know, we say, mera bacha, my children. मतलब तो हम उसको जैसा चाहे वैसा बना देंगे. Is it possible to make your child to be the way I want them to be? No. So don't you think today, once and for all, we should decide that when it's not possible to make my child to be the way I want them to be, how is it going to be possible to go to work and make people coming from different families, different backgrounds, different cultures, different thought processes, different nature, different way of working, how is it possible to make them to be the way I want them to be? The day I decide it's not possible to make people to be the way I want them to be, 90% of my anger is over. Do you want to finish your anger or you feel it's needed in this industry? Ji? Because the belief systems today are anger natural, then anger necessary, then anger justified, and anger and stress needed for performance. And we at the Brahma Kumaris say anger and illness. Anger shifting from my original health of peace and happiness. Anger, the easiest way to deplete energy. Anger, the simplest way to create conflicted relationships. Anger, the easiest way to create disease. And most important, anger reduces my efficiency and my decision making at work. Anger finishes my intuition power. You want to give it up? Then within 5 minutes we'll finish it off right now. How many of you want to give it up? पूरी तरह से, थोड़ा थोड़ा नहीं. It's like you want to give up alcohol, it has to be puri tarah se. You want to give up cigarette, it has to be puri tarah se. It can't be 5 ki jagah 2, 2 ki jagah 1. Na. It has to be either it's there or it's over. Do you think it's possible to go back tomorrow morning and be able to do the work that you do without using anger? Possible? Everything will happen the way it's supposed to be? Sure. Who gets affected more? The one who creates the anger? Or the one who is the victim at the receiving end of the anger? Who's the one who gets affected more? Decide कर लो, क्योंकि today you have to decide किसका नुकसान हो रहा है. The one who creates the anger or the one who's receiving the anger? You've done both. You've created it, radiated it, and you've also received it. Which one do you think is more damaging? You know, when we are only at the receiving end of anger, let's say you have a leader who has a habit of creating anger often, so once in a day or maybe a couple of times in the day, you have to get it. Or you have a spouse. So आपको सुबह शाम एक बार घर से और दिन में 2-3 बार सामने से मिल जाता है. When we are living with people who have the sanskar of creating anger, after a few days, few months, definitely within 6 months to a year, we get immune to that sanskar of anger. And which means they could be getting angry and we will remain absolutely calm. There are times when we could smile at each other and say, chalo, abhi 5 minutes. Which means I am not consuming my anger. You can spend the next 10 minutes doing what you feel like doing. And we can smile at each other, and after 10 minutes we go to the coffee machine, have a nice cup of coffee, make fun of that person who was creating anger and come back. Our BP, absolutely normal. Our pulse, absolutely normal. लेकिन वहाँ पे तो बहुत कुछ हो गया. So I need to tell this to myself. गुस्सा सिर्फ मेरा नुकसान करता है, सामने वाले का नहीं. And each time I'm creating that anger, I'm depleting a very valuable source of energy. It's like a battery. You're charging it in the morning. You have a choice how you're going to use this battery the whole day. If you are going to keep on wasting that battery in trying to do something which is impossible, which is trying to make people to be the way you want them to be, then you're wasting power unnecessarily. And then when we need that power, we won't have it because we just wasted it some time back. Is it possible for two people to think the same way? Same thinking, same thought process, same attitude, same perspective, same words, same behaviors. Possible for two people to be the same way? No. Two people will think differently? Yes. Why? Why can't two people think the same way in a situation? Why do two people have to think differently? Why do two people have to think, perceive and behave differently? Why can't they be the same way in a simple situation? Different code of conduct decided by themselves. Individually they both are different. Okay, anything else? Why do two people think and behave differently? They come from different backgrounds. You could have 2 children, same background, same parents. They could even be twins. And yet they think and behave differently. Circumstances makes a man. How many of you believe this line, circumstances makes a man? Haath uthao na. I don't agree. I say a man makes his circumstances. दोनों में से कौन सी राइट है? अभी तो हाथ उठाया. अभी तो हाथ उठाया. It's a choice of how we live. If we are going to say circumstances influence me, then a problem at work influences me and stress is natural. Because I don't have the power to choose how to be, I will only get influenced by situations. Which means if situations are favorable, people are nice, there's no traffic on the road, internet speed is fine, telephone connection, if everything is perfect, I'm happy. And which means if the world is perfect, then I will be happy. When will that happen? When will that happen? Never. So how are we going to go back tomorrow morning with that mantra, happiness at work? When we will have to change the equation and say, it's not situations which will influence me, it is I who will influence situations. There are two energies. Let's say 10 of us in a team collectively have made a mistake, okay? And the leader calls each one into his room, hypothetically shouts at each one the same way, okay? Hypothetical situation. 10 of us receiving end of his anger and criticism, go back to our seats. Do 10 of us feel the same way? Be sure what you're going to answer. 10 people, same team, same mistake, one boss, same way of getting angry with all of us. Will 10 of us respond in the same way? Situation same? Situation same, boss same, stimulus same, anger same. Why isn't the response the same? Why isn't the response the same? They're all different people. So which means the response depends on the person, not on the stimulus. On the level of acceptance of level of acceptance of the individual. So what I will feel once I go back on my seat, what I will feel is dependent on the boss. Now you're stuck. What I'm going to feel, 10 of us go back, sit on our seat, faces are a little sulking, mind is a little disturbed, but different for different people. What I'm going to feel once I go back and sit on my seat is dependent on the boss? No. Dependent on the mistake? No. Dependent on the way he shouted at us? No. Then dependent on? Dependent on myself. Then who is the cause of my stress? Who's the cause of my stress? Zor se bol do. Ha. So the whole list is out, replaced by one word. Because abhi tak there was a whole list of who and what is the cause of my stress. That whole list is a stimulus and a situation in our life. But different people will respond differently in the same situation. Now go to any of these 10 people and ask them, kya hua? Mood theek nahi hai? So all 10 are going to point towards. And the minute we point that way, we've just given our power away saying, I am feeling what I am feeling right now because of. And the minute I say, I'm feeling what I'm feeling because of him, I tell myself, I don't have the choice. My stress is because of. And when I do that, I forget that I have the power to heal myself right now. And then I wait that either someone else will come and heal me, or maybe the boss might realize after half an hour that his anger was unjustified and just come pat on my shoulder and say, okay, chal koi baat nahi, ab kaam kar lete hain. And then I will be okay. We are dependent again on situations and people to come and heal me, because it was people and situations who created my stress. Look, whenever somebody makes a mistake, how we look at them waiting for a sorry to come from them. Have you ever waited for someone to say sorry to you? Yes? And we will sulk and not speak till they say that sorry. When we do all this, We've just given a message to ourselves and to the world that my mind is being controlled by. How many people have the remote control of our mind? How many people have the power to control your state of mind? Think, count. कितने लोगों के पास power है? How many? You could even be watching the television and get affected by what's happening on the screen. The Prime Minister speaking there, I am getting fluctuated here. Amitabh Bachchan is acting there, I am getting affected here. Sachin Tendulkar drops the catch there, I get affected here. How many people have the remote control of my state of mind? Everyone except for. And if I want to be happy at work, then it will have to be only me and no one else. And the truth is, actually, it's only me and no one else. No one has the remote control of our state of mind. It's only me. But we started believing that they have the remote control, which is not true. बॉस ने डांट दिया, हम अपनी अपनी सीट पर आकर बैठ गए. कितनी देर में मूड को ठीक करेंगे? Will that also be different for different people? Anyone wants to share how much time they take to come back to normal? How much time do you take? Depends on. So how much time do you normally take? Okay, so sometimes 15 minutes, sometimes half an hour. Sister, how much time do you take? Bolo lot of nahi. You have to tell. Kitna? Maybe an hour. Brother, how much time do you take? Depends on the importance of that person in my life. Married? Married? Your spouse will be the most important person in your life. So if she shouts at you, how much time do you take to come back to normal? Maybe a day. Okay? 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, 1 day. Anyone more than a day? 1 week. Earlier it was months and weeks, and now it is close to 0. Earlier it was months and weeks, now it's close to 0. Okay. Anybody taking more than 1 week? You know, every time we see the person again, maybe every time a situation similar to the past one comes up again, listen to your arguments ever. They will always have back references. And if you're married, they will go up to the day, right from the day when you got married. All the back references are taken out, which means it never got deleted from here. So it was not about 10 minutes, 1 week, 1 year. I still haven't healed that wound. Because I haven't healed that wound, anytime something comes and touches there, I scream all over again. Because why isn't the wound healed? Because my mind said, they created the wound. And so I never bothered to heal it. If I can forget something in 1 week, 1 day, half an hour, 10 minutes, can I do it in 10 seconds? Who decides whether it's going to take me 10 minutes or 1 hour? Who decides that? Based on? Right now, see what the answers came. Depends on, and there's a fill in the blank. And the depends on is on who is the person. Then the second fill in the blank is depends on what was the problem. Then third fill in the blank will be depends on how much they shouted at me. And the truth is, the depends on is only on me. The more I say depends on, The more I tell myself, the power lies with all of them. कितनी देर लगती है मूड को ठीक करने में? आप में से किसी ने कभी किसी और का मूड ठीक किया? Ever done that? A friend of yours got shouted at, came out of the cabin sulking, I don't feel like eating lunch, I don't feel like drinking coffee, cribbing, and you go and sit with him for 5 minutes, and 5 minutes में आप उसका मूड ठीक कर देते हैं. Anyone's ever done that? किसी और का मूड ठीक किया? Yes? Beautiful. Anyone's ever experienced कि किसी और ने आकर आपका मूड ठीक किया? See the power. हम दूसरे का मूड ठीक कर देते हैं. दूसरे आकर हमारा मूड ठीक कर देते हैं. हम सिर्फ अपना मूड ठीक नहीं कर सकते. हम वेट करते हैं कोई और आकर हमारा मूड ठीक करेगा. जब कोई और आकर हमारा मूड ठीक करता है या हम किसी और का मूड ठीक करते हैं, what is it that we say to them? How is it that we are able to, वो ऐसे हैं हम उनको ऐसे कर देते हैं. What do we go and say to them? Let go. अच्छा, और it's not worth it. हाँ, very sweet. It's not worth it. अच्छा, और हाँ, you're much bigger than what has just happened. हाँ, what else? Anything else? This will also pass. Beautiful. Let's take these 4 lines. I say these 4 lines to someone else and suddenly they have a smile on their face. What if I had to just say these 4 lines to myself? But to myself, I don't say this shall also pass. I say this always keeps happening with me. See the vocabulary? What we say to other people and what we say to ourselves is completely different. Because our intention when we're talking to other people is to heal them. We take it as a responsibility. My friend is low, मुझे इसका mood ठीक करना है. Just if I had to say those 4 lines to myself, कितनी देर लगेगी ठीक होने में? No time. All the power that we're using with other people, the love and the care we're using other people, if we only started using with ourselves, and we'll be able to do that. That is meditation. Talking lovingly to myself. I will start doing that when I firmly believe that I am the creator of everything that's happening here. Irrespective of the situation, the stimulus, the boss, the project, the anger, whatever, I have the choice what to create. When we create these thoughts, you're bigger than the problem. This will also pass. Don't worry, वो तो ऐसे बोलते ही रहते हैं. Let it go, accept them. I'm creating these thoughts. And as I create these thoughts, my happiness quotient goes here. But when I create thoughts like, however hard you work, nobody appreciates over here. इनको तो बस गुस्सा ही करना है, इनको कुछ अच्छा तो कभी दिखाई नहीं देता है. जब देखो इनको मेरी गलती दिखाई देती है. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I should put in my resume and try and see if I get a job somewhere else. It's a different journey altogether. And when I start creating those kind of thoughts, my happiness quotient goes here. So who's the master? Who's creating the thoughts? Who's creating the thoughts? Me. So the next time, is it possible that we're feeling a little low, a little upset, take out 2 minutes from work to go and sit with yourself, अपना mood ठीक करने के लिए, to cheer yourself up? Possible? Possible? You know, when it's another person, we say, come, let's go have coffee. Come, let's go and have lunch. But when it's ourselves, we'll say, I'm not going to eat today. I don't feel like eating. See the difference? Love myself, that's meditation. Talk lovingly to myself, that's meditation. And when we start doing that, we realize that how soon I'm going to come back to normal depends on, fill in the blank, depends on myself and no one else. This is a master. We have become a victim today by saying it depends on, and the master will say it depends on me. 2 people, now we'll have to look at it a little spiritually. 2 people, different way of thinking, different perceptions, different behaviors, will respond differently in a situation. Yes? We are going to live and work with people who are going to think and behave differently from us. We have a choice to either be in conflict every time someone is in difference with me, or accept that we are going to be different. Do you agree that two people will be different? Yes? The problem only comes is, who out of those two is right? Who out of those two is right? Do you see these little yellow flowers here? How many of you like fresh flowers? Acha, almost everybody likes fresh flowers. I don't like them at all. बिल्कुल अच्छे नहीं लगते मुझे. Is that okay? सोच के बोलना आंसर. Is that okay? Sure? Almost everyone raised their hands that they like fresh flowers, and now you will say, everyone likes flowers, they're so beautiful, everything. I don't like flowers at all. Is that okay? Definitely a thought would come that why does one person not like it? Okay, so what does your mind say? Why don't you like it? Okay, suppose I create a thought, why do you like flowers? What is there to like in it? Huh? If you create a thought for me, कि अजीब है इनको flowers क्यों नहीं अच्छे लगते? Then I can also create a thought from here, अजीब है इनको flowers क्यों अच्छे लगते हैं? कर सकते कि नहीं कर सकते? Yes? This is what we do every day. This is what we do every day. Every time we are going to meet someone who has a different thought process than me, I'm going to say, how can they be like this? And that person is going to stand from there and say, how can they be like this? And then we say team spirit. Team, with team spirit. And in that team, everyone is looking at each other and saying, how can they be like this? Is it okay that I don't like flowers? It should be okay. It should be okay. How many, raise your hands, how many of you feel it's okay I don't like flowers? Thank you. Between you and me, who's right? Thoda zyada right? Thoda zyada right? Between you and me, who, today you're deciding formula for life. Between you and me, who is right? Both are right. Pakka? 100%. Ah. If only we had to go back home. Put this as a wallpaper on our phone, on our laptop, on our iPad, and even on our desk. Always, and always, and always. Both are always right. There will be no anger from tomorrow. There will be no anger, there will be no conflict, there will be no criticism, because anger, conflict and criticism only comes when we say, I am right, I am right, and you are wrong. How come you agree that I am right, that I don't like flowers? How is it okay not to like flowers? You are accepting it that I feel it that way. And I have some reason why I feel that way, right? And which means we will need to shift from expecting people to be a certain way we will need to shift from expecting people to be a certain way to accepting them the way they are. Possible? Difficult. Acha. So what will be the difficulty? Acha, to remember it every moment. But that's the journey. That's where spirituality comes in. Because if I say I don't like flowers and you create a thought from there, how can they not like flowers? अजीब है, सबको अच्छे लगते हैं, इनको नहीं अच्छे लगते हैं, ये गलत है. So what's the energy that I will receive from you? What is the energy that I receive from you? When you start creating these kind of thoughts for me, what's the energy that you radiate to me? Negative, yes, but what's the energy? What are you just doing to me? You are rejecting me. You are disrespecting me, my thoughts, my beliefs. You are labeling me wrong for my beliefs. हम बहुत easily कह देते हैं ये गलत. We don't even say ये गलत. हम कहते हैं ये बुरा. So what are we just doing to the person? Disrespecting. And the more I get that energy from you, the energy that I'm going to send from here, हम से अजीब है, फूल अच्छे लगते हैं, पता नहीं कहाँ से आए हैं, इनको फूल क्यों अच्छे लगते हैं. So disrespect from here, disrespect from there, and then we're going to be living and working together. If majority are expecting a certain way, then that is the right way. True? If majority are a certain way, then that way is the right way. Is it true? Even if every single person on this planet likes flowers, is it okay if I don't like them? This is where we do not understand that everyone, it's very easy to say, हाँ individual है, different है, thought process है. We say all this, and the minute we come to actually interacting, all this becomes theory. Is it okay if every single person on the planet likes flowers but I don't like? Is that okay? My thought process, my being, my personality, my nature, God created for certain reasons, that we'll see. But is it okay that my likes and dislikes may not be the way everyone else is? Now you have only two choices. Either keep resisting me, keep rejecting me, keep disrespecting me, or just बड़े प्यार से accept कर लो. ठीक है, they don't like flowers. Okay. Okay, now, okay, extreme. He says somebody is contemplating suicide, so you cannot say it's right. No. But you can say, for certain reason, you are feeling like this. We don't go and say, how weird, how come you're feeling like this? No, that's not compassion. That's not empathy. Understanding and acceptance means there is some reason why you are feeling like this. Now we are here with you to heal you. But understanding that the person is feeling like that and feeling like that at the present time is coming naturally to that person for whatever reason. Reasons will be different for different people. Very, very easily we label people's behaviors to be strange and weird. Any of you have ever used the word weird person? Do we say that? Strange person? Don't we say that? When we create these words, what are we radiating? Imagine if I had to radiate to you from a weird people. See? What's the energy that I radiate? Suppose wearing white color is right for me. For whatever reason. For whatever reason, wearing white color is right for me. Now I create a belief system which says, white is right. But I miss out the line, white is right for me. I just start saying, white is right. The minute I say white is right, then every other color apart from white is going to look wrong to me. And when I see you here in red, blue, black, I'm going to say, weird people, how can they wear red, blue, black? And then when I radiate this energy to you, you are going to radiate from the weird person, sirf white hi pehante rehte hain sare din. This is what we are radiating to each other, not only at work, even at home. Even at home, every time we see a belief system which is different from us, a sanskar which is different from us, a thought process which is different from us, disrespect. Why are we in so much pain and conflict today? Because the foundation is shaking. Respect and acceptance to be the foundation of our relationship. It's shaking every time there is a difference of opinion. There can be a difference of opinion, but every difference of opinion started creating disrespect. If I say, I don't like flowers, you like flowers, is a difference of opinion. That's okay. We're going to have differences of opinion with everybody, always. But on this difference of opinion, if we create a disrespect, then it's not just a difference of opinion, it's lack of respect, acceptance, compassion, empathy, foundation shakes. I can say, आप अलग हैं, मैं अलग हूँ, difference of opinion. But when I say, मैं सही हूँ, आप गलत हैं, disrespect. What is the true? हम एक दूसरे से अलग हैं या हम गलत हैं? What is the truth? Let's say one person, let's say forget work, let's go to home. Most of you are married. Is it possible that one of you has a sanskar of trust and the other person has a sanskar of doubt? Is that possible? One of you has a sanskar of being punctual and the other person has a sanskar of being always late. Possible? Possible? One of you has a sanskar of being perfect, perfect, perfect. Neat, clean, tidy. The other one's quite a mess. Possible? Possible? Yes? Which one of the two is right? Which one of the two is right? The easiest way to create conflict in that relationship is one trying to change the other one to become like them. And we could be married for 2 years, 5 years, 20 years, 50 years. The journey is still going on, trying to change them to be this way. Why do you want to change them to be this way? Because this is the right way. The wife keeps the house clean, neat the whole day. She waits for the husband to come back. He comes, throws his laptop here, jacket here, phone here, joote yahan, towel dhaya, dhoya wahan. She's like, she says, whole day I worked so hard keeping the house clean, and he just comes and throws his things like this. I want him to change to be neat and clean. And then you go very sweetly and talk to him. He says, it's my house. It's my house, it's my comfort zone. I just want to be the way I want to be. Which one of the two is right? They will spend the next 30, 40 years trying to. They will not succeed. Both will stick to their sanskar, but they'll definitely have one chota sa 5-minute argument every day on that topic. Different souls, different sanskars. Different thought process, different behavior, different personality. Underlying word is different, not wrong. There is too much of a difference between the energy of we are different to I am right, you are wrong. I am right, you are wrong. No. And why are we different? If we understand it spiritually, then once and for all the mind will stop questioning everything. Spiritually, we understand the being that we are talking about is the energy, the conscient energy. You call it spirit, you call it being, you call it soul, you call it consciousness, call it light, call it anything. Using this body and then playing different roles, responsibilities. That being energy is eternal. It doesn't die. And when this body dies, that being just takes another costume and continues with its journey. It's like changing our clothes. But when we change the costume, what we carry with us is our sanskars. And that's why two children in the same family, even if they're twins, everything in their present is identical, even they look identical, but they don't behave identical. Because present, everything is identical, but past for both of them is completely different. I met a lady the other day. She has a 5-year-old son. Super brilliant. She said he just stands out in whatever he does. I said, Acha. She said, whatever he looks at, he just knows it like this in 5 minutes. I said, he must be some CEO of some company last time. She said, Acha. I said, ah. She's saying, oh, that's where it's all coming from. We haven't taught him anything. I said, yeah, he's carry forwarded from there. And then she said, but there's only one problem. He fears water. And she says, I am a swimmer. My husband is a national level swimmer. And obviously we want our son to be a swimmer. And he doesn't even go near the swimming pool. And she says, last Sunday, I prepared him. Today we're going swimming. Today we're going swimming. Till 5 o'clock in the evening, he was like, okay, today we're going swimming. And 5 o'clock, she said, when I just took him near the swimming pool, he just ran away from there. She said, I got so angry, I just took him there, thrashed him twice, and then threw him into the swimming pool. I said, why? She said, what do you mean? Everyone can swim, only why can't my child swim? And just extempore, I said it to her. I said, 6 years back, there was a flood in that city. This soul left the body that time. She just looked at me. She said, really? You can see? I said, ah. She believed. Her immediate response, a 30-second shift in response was, obviously then he will fear water. Just when I come to know the past of what that person could have experienced, something which was sounding unnatural to me suddenly becomes very natural. We don't know the journey of every soul. Please look at everyone around you. Your wife, your children, your parents, your siblings, and your people at work. They are not what they are only in this 30, 40 years in this costume. They are what they are of what they have created here on a very long journey. If someone was betrayed, they carry a sanskar of doubt. Last month there was an earthquake. 8,000 souls left the body. There are going to be 8,000 babies somewhere. There are going to be 8,000 babies somewhere. They could come to your house. How's the child going to be initially? Visualize, how's the child going to be? How's the child going to be? Visualize. Fear, right? The other day, the Times of India carried an article saying 25,000 people in Nepal need mental counseling today, post-trauma counseling. So those 25,000 people will get that post-trauma counseling. But these 8,000 people will not get any counseling, and they will come as a baby somewhere, and everybody will expect them to be a perfect child. क्योंकि बच्चा कैसा होता है? Perfect. मेरा बच्चा तो कैसा होना चाहिए? Perfect. Nobody will counsel them. Each soul has carried something on their past. Why some of us fear water? Why some of us fear flights? Why some of us are not able to trust people easily? Why some of us are not able to be on time? Everything has a reason. We've carried that sanskar. We can change our sanskars. We can change our sanskars. We can help each other to create new sanskars. But most important is to accept the sanskar with which that soul has come. These 8,000 children, to whichever families they go, they would be a little fearful, get scared of sound, maybe get scared of crowd, different experiences. How's the parent going to respond to this child? How do you think the parent will respond to this 2-3-year-old child who doesn't want to sleep alone, who doesn't want to leave his parents? How's the parent going to respond to this child? Batao? How will the parent respond to this child? Ji? They will first of all find it strange, why is my child like this? फिर कभी कभी उसको criticize भी कर देंगे, कितना डरपोक है. And most important, beautiful, अपनी बहन को देख, वो कितनी smart है. Criticism and comparison for who you are. Why? Because we don't know that the being has carried that, and we find that weird. We had expectations, child would be like this. And this child is not meeting up to my fill in the blanks. The only way to be happy, the only way to be healing each other is to shift from these expectations to acceptance. Because the expectations that we have from the other person is going to be through the lens of my sanskar. If I was betrayed sometime on my journey, I carry the sanskar of doubt. Now that's like a lens for me. However hard you work, if I am your team leader, I still create a doubt. You are very sincere, but I have the sanskar of doubting. It's not about you, and that's why people go and tell each other, don't take it personally. Don't take it personally means what they said was actually not to you. What they said, they were saying through their sanskar. If I have a sanskar of trust, you go and do something terrible right under my nose and I'll still trust. Because I carry the lens of trust. I don't know how to doubt. And then we look at each other and we say, weird hai, sab pe doubt karte hain. And then they can look at you and say, weird ho, sab pe trust karte ho. It's because of the sanskar we carry. Can we shift little from expectation to acceptance? Yes? The soul here, this spirit that we're talking about, is like a CD, which has got so many recordings. If you are 40 years old and I'm 40 years old in this costume, can any two of us have the same experiences in these 40 years? Same experiences in 40 years? No. Which means even on a 40 years journey, our recording is different. 40 years journey, our recording is different. Different experiences, different sanskars. Rewind to a body before that, 80 years in that. Different journey for you, different journey for me. 120 years. Rewind 100 years more, and 100 years more, and 100 years more. How many recordings here? So we are like two CDs with two completely different recordings. And then one day, two CDs get married. With two completely different recording of thousands of years here and thousands of years. And they look at each other and say, how can you be like this? This is what we do. And then after 2 years, a third CD comes into their house. With a journey of another 1,000 of years, and they both look at this and say, how can our child be like this? Because we're only looking at the present, we're not looking at the journey of the being. The minute we start looking at each other, yes, a being on a long journey, different experiences, different sanskars, they've come here now with all these different sanskars. And our role now for each other, accept that this is the recording on this sanskar. Accept means this comes natural to them. This comes natural to them. If I was a swimmer in my past, I will love water. It comes natural to me. If I faced a flood, I will fear water. That's my definition of natural. Which one of the two is right? Which one of the two is right? Fearing water will be as natural to me as loving water is for you. Some people can say, I get very scared in a lift. Some people can say, I fear going on a flight. And there are some people who are hopping on and off flights every day. And then they're going to say, how weird, how can you fear flights? But that fear is so natural for that soul. And we should not reject that soul because they are already in pain, and by rejecting them and disrespecting them, what are we doing? We are adding pain to pain. Compassion, empathy, all the words that we hear, all the messages that we post on Facebook and Twitter, all the thoughts that we share with each other on WhatsApp, that means this compassion, that this is that journey of the soul, and I accept their sanskar. Can you look at people around you with different sanskars and habits? Yes? Yes? Everyone? And can we shift from, this habit is very irritating, I don't like this habit, this is like this, to saying, I accept this sanskar. And once we respect and we accept, It's our happiness quotient which is going to increase. Their happiness quotient is going to increase. This is the healing that we will do for each other. And then we also radiate the vibration to them for being able to create a new sanskar. If I create fear, it comes natural to me. But if people around me accept me with that, they give me the strength to be able to overcome that fear in some time. But if they criticize me, ridicule me, compare me to other people, I deplete my energy and I'll never be able to overcome that fear. It'll only increase over a period of time. So our role is to be healing each other. If we go to work every day with this intention, then we're shifting from doing to being, radiating. Possible to accept each other's sanskars? Yes? Accept, share, instruct, give directions, but don't expect that it will be immediately followed. It takes time for people to change their sanskar. When we do this, then in the true sense, it is team spirit. Then it is team spirit, that we understand each other and we're going to work together even though we are different. And our agenda is not to change each other. Our agenda is to be with each other and to use our energies in the right way to create that doing success. Yes? Easy? Nahin? Mushkil? Mushkil? How many of us can experiment just for the next 24 hours? We will be at work tomorrow without creating anger? 100%? Irrespective of the project? Irrespective of the leader? Irrespective of the stimulus that depends on fill in the blank? Depends on fill in the blank? Myself. And थोड़ा सा भी मूड ऐसा होगा तो फटाफट से क्या कर देंगे? क्या कर देंगे? Coffee पीने चले जाएंगे. Very good. Yes, we have to. Don't let this mind deplete and go. Snap. And tell yourself, if I have the power to cheer up another person, then doing it for myself is going to be extremely simple. So anger is a weapon that we are not going to be using from tomorrow morning. Because this weapon has only depleted my energy. This weapon has only increased my BP. And today I'm still 30, 40 and young, but the weapon being used today is going to be a cause of a lot of diseases coming tomorrow. Every hospital has an executive health checkup. No hospital has a worker or a staff health checkup. Because the diseases are to those professions and to those roles and responsibilities who are in the leadership role. They are the ones with the high BP, the high cholesterol. And so we're not heading that way. We are going to work tomorrow, replace anger with? Anger with? I'm not going to use anger. So how am I going to be? The being, how is it going to be? How is it going to be? I'll have to replace the anger with, how is it going to be? Acceptance, what else? Compassion, what else? Visualize yourself. Something's gone wrong, something's not happening my way. But I'm not allowed to create anger, so how am I going to be? Calm, what else? Happy, chal. Sit back for 1 minute and let's visualize ourselves doing that. Then we'll take it up further during the day. Just look at yourself. I, the being. Originally, I carry the sanskar. I carry the recording of peace, love, happiness, patience. This is my original sanskar. This is me. On this long journey, I have created many other sanskars, habits, nature, but they've only caused me pain and disease. And so today, I go back to my original. I don't have to learn it. I don't have to develop it. It is who I am. I am a peaceful being. Let me look at myself at work tomorrow. Things are not going to be my way. People are not going to be my way. But from tomorrow, I am going to be my way. And my way is the way of acceptance, peace, and love. Someone around you has made a big mistake. They were told to do something and they haven't completed it. Everything outside seems to be going up and down. Just look at yourself. An emotionally intelligent leader. A leader in charge of myself. My thoughts and feelings, my behavior is my choice. I am the creator and I choose how to respond. Just look at yourself, handling the situation, healing the person, empowering everyone around you, doing everything that was done earlier, but being differently. The doing remains the same, but the being is loving, caring, understanding. And as I'm being this way, situation is a crisis, but I, the being, is stable, calm, and happy.